What if you woke up as a T-Rex? Could you rule the African savannah? You just hatched, fluff still wet with egg fluid. First comes a suffocating, stifling heat. The air is dry and scorching. It hurts just to breathe it in. You can't stop coughing. Your eyes and nose sting badly. Something's missing from the air. You try to push up with your front limbs, but those tiny arms are completely useless. You flail and fall even harder. Looking down, your body is covered in a layer of downy fluff. Your heart sinks. Dromaeosaur? Utah raptor? Before you can figure it out, a long, lean shadow falls over you. A black-backed jackal followed the scent of eggshell. It preys on newborns. You scramble and tumble down the slope. It lunges and bites, tearing a bloody gash on your hind leg. You push with all your might into a thorny acacia bush. The thorns scrape painfully against your scales. The jackal can't squeeze in. It paces a couple of times and leaves. Frustrated, you barely catch your breath. A burning pain shoots through your tail. Army ants have crawled up the grass stems and swarmed your tail. Their stinging venom makes your skin burn and go numb. Gritting your teeth, you drag yourself into a nearby mud puddle. You dunk your tail into the muck, smothering the ants, then collapse back onto the ground, gasping. Day 1. And you can barely walk, but you've already been cut up 3 times. Scabs on your hind leg, heal and tear again. Your baby fluff sheds and is replaced. Now you can run though, still wobbly. You're just over 3 feet long. You try to hunt, but hares and antelopes are way too fast. 9 out of 10 pounces into nothing. You're often so hungry your vision blurs. And to make it worse, a small local dry spell hits. The water holes dry up one by one. Small prey have all migrated away. Even carrion is hard to find. You tough it out using the knowledge in your head. You dig down along plant roots. You can scrape out damp soil to quench your thirst with a sense of smell that can pick up scents from miles away. You find leftovers from other predators. You crush the bones and suck out the marrow. Your powerful stomach acid can handle the bacteria in rotting meat. It's a survival card hardwired into your genes. So you gnaw on bones, drink muddy water, and hang on. When the first rain finally hammers down, you stand in the downpour. Every bone in your body feels like it's swelling. You look down. Your claws are already thicker than when you first hatched. Wait. You frown. Utah raptor maxes out at about 20 feet. You've barely survived. Past the dry season, and you're already almost 5 feet long. After the rains, prey becomes more plentiful. You've grown to 5 feet, and your strength has grown too. But trouble finds you again. 6 spotted hyenas close in from 3 sides. They've had their eyes on you for a while. You panic and run blindly. You dive headfirst into a dirt burrow on the slope. The tunnel twists and turns. The hyenas can't fit in. They just paw at the entrance and growl. You just start to relax when you hear a faint rustling from deep inside. A palm-sized honey badger cub is huddled there, its eyes barely open, shivering timidly. It's a nursery burrow. The mother badger is out foraging. You shrink back. You don't touch it. Barely 10 seconds pass. The light at the entrance dims. An adult female honey badger carrying a plump rat pup rushes back from outside. She immediately spots the hyenas blocking the entrance, then glances back at you and her cub inside. Without a moment's hesitation, she drops her prey. Her back fur instantly bristles, like exploding steel needles. The next second, she charges straight at the hyena pack. You lie deep in the burrow, claws digging into the dirt, watching every detail. She targets the lead hyena viciously. One savage bite rips into its nose, tearing off a chunk of skin and flesh. The hyena yelps in pain and backs off. The remaining 5 immediately surround her. Some bite her legs, others clamp onto her flanks. She thrashes, snarling. Her stocky body erupts with disproportionate ferocity, but the size difference is just too great. Blood rushes to your head. You want to charge out to help her. Your brain screams, "Go, fight!" But your body is frozen in place. You know, rushing out would be suicide with your 5-foot frame. You might not even beat a single adult hyena one-on-one. The entrance is narrow. You can't even get a full swing. You just can't. All you can do is watch as her cries grow weaker. Watch her finally collapse in a pool of blood, never moving again. The hyenas hang around the entrance for a while, then drag her body away. The little cub inside the burrow still has no idea what happened. It stumbles and nuzzles up against your claws, treating you as its only safety. You take it and find a more hidden rocky den. After a hunt, you tear off the softest shreds of meat, push them toward it. You lie down licking your wounds. It curls up and sleeps in the gap between your claws. It brings you beetles, offering them up to your mouth. When you're spacing out, it nudges your scales over and over with its tiny head. Most of the time you just lie still, letting it be lively for once. For the first time, you feel maybe you're not so alone. You even start to think, once you grow a bit bigger, you'll be able to protect it. But that hope only lasts 3 days. That day, you chased for ages to finally catch a hare. When you carry it back to the den, the little guy is lying by the grass near the entrance, its body already stiff. It was a puff adder, the most common venomous snake on the African savannah. Vipers like to hide in the grass and ambush. One dose of venom can drop a full-grown antelope. It was probably just curious, sneaked out of the den, and got too close. Its little body was already cold. You lay the hare beside it, turn around and leave. You add this to the score against the spotted hyenas. Another molt later. You've grown to 6.5 feet. Your teeth have thickened. Your bite force is nothing like before. This time, you don't hide. You follow the hyena's scent, tracking them all the way to their territory. They're fighting over the carcass of a freshly caught wildebeest. The lead one on the nose, that fresh, torn scar, stands out like a brand on a rise beyond the bushes in the distance. A few lionesses lie in wait, their eyes locked on the prey over here, waiting to steal the spoils. Something inside you just snaps. You don't wait. You don't stalk. You lower your body and charge at full speed. The lead hyena hears something, looks up too late. You lunge at it head on. One crushing bite pierces straight through its spine. The moment your jaws clamp down, your body instinctively whips your neck. The death roll, written in your genes. The dull crunch of shattering bone, mixed with the ripping of flesh, explodes. It doesn't even let out a yelp. Half its body is torn apart, slamming hard onto the ground. The remaining 5 freeze for a second, then bare their teeth and circle you. But they hesitate to commit. They've never seen prey so utterly reckless. Your back and hind legs still get torn open. Blood runs down your scales. You don't care. You only lock onto the one that bit the mother badger's spine, chasing it down with relentless bites. Another violent head shake. You rip its hind leg clean off. The lion pride never moves. They just watch coldly from the ridge, watching this suddenly reckless monster. Sizing up your strength. After losing 2 of their main fighters, the hyena pack finally falters. They grab their wounded packmates and slink away with their tails tucked, leaving even the wildebeest carcass behind. You stand in the bloody mess, covered in wounds, gasping for air. You got your revenge, but you feel no joy at all. You took down 2 hyenas, yet you couldn't protect something that tiny. After those wounds finally heal, your old scales start to shed, the new ones growing in thicker and tougher. You stand at the water's edge and look at your reflection. You've already shot up to 8 feet long. The muscle lines on your jaw are hard as rock. Deep down you know, you're still not strong enough. Not even close. Your scales molt yet again. You've reached 13 feet. When you take a step, the ground shudders faintly. You go to the river to drink more and more often, ambushing prey crossing the water. That day, just as you lower your snout to the water, a dark shape erupts from below. A Nile crocodile over 13 feet long latches onto your front leg, trying to drag you into the deep water to do its death roll. Water is its turf. Once you're pulled under, it's certain death. One thought fills your mind. Don't get dragged in. You brace your hind legs against the rocks on the bank. Pull back with everything you've got. A croc is strong in the water, but on land, its stamina is less than half of yours. You literally haul it out of the water. The moment it lets up to flee, you dip your head and bite down on its back armor. Crack. The armor that dominated the river. Decades of hard plating split like brittle cartilage. Blood splatters your face. The crocodile collapses on the bank, never moving again. You stare at your own jaws for a long moment. What kind of dinosaur can crush an adult Nile croc's armor in one bite? You run through every dinosaur in your mental catalog. One answer is right there on the tip of your tongue, but you can't believe it. Once your leg wound fully heals, the downy feathers have almost completely disappeared. Your body is covered in thick keratinous scales. You've grown to 23 feet. Every step you take makes the ground tremble. You're certain now you're no small predator, but you still haven't dared to say the name aloud until the 8 lionesses that watched coldly from the ridge back then finally come for you. Using their agility, they take turns lunging and slashing at your back and legs. Hit and run, clearly trying to wear you down. Several gashes open on your back from their claws. The scent of blood carries on the wind. The pride grows more excited. By the 5th wave, the lead lioness leaps high, straight for the back of your neck. The signature killing move of a big cat on large prey. The moment her teeth touch your scales, you whip your neck sideways and clamp onto her midsection with perfect precision. You don't thrash. You don't tear. You just slowly close your jaws. First, the dull crunch of muscle being crushed. Then, the sharp crack of a spine snapping. Finally, her whole body goes limp, sliding from your jaws to the ground. Everything around you goes dead silent. The remaining lions freeze in place. Their eyes change from fierce to pure terror. Seconds later, they scatter with their tails tucked. They don't even want the territory. You just stand there, the warm taste of blood still in your mouth. A name finally crashes into your mind, so loud it makes your eardrums ring. Tyrannosaurus Rex, king of the Cretaceous land. Bite force up to 6 tons. The most powerful land predator in Earth's history. All the beatings you took, all the humiliation,